Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football, Happy New Year and welcome to 2026, our first watch-along of the season, and it's Liverpool against Leeds. There's also Palace Fulham going on at the same time as well, but look, cheers, it's water. 2026 is here. What will it bring for you and your club? Well, as a Chelsea fan, it will bring a sacking. But this is why I love football, and hopefully we carry on doing this for many years to come because, I think we're trendsetters. I think 2025 was fantastic. That's down to me and you. And hopefully 26 is going to be even better. But we're setting a course. I was thinking about this last night when I was drinking copious amounts of rum. And I thought, you know what? We're changing the game. Whether people want to acknowledge that or not, I truly believe we are changing the game. There's so many people out there doing this type of content now. Even the mainstream are trying to replicate it. So, we're changing the game. It's a World Cup year. Premier League title race, hopefully a relegation race. Here's to 2026. But look, it's Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Grand Prairie, as well. One of our members there. Nice to see some badges. But please do share the video. Thank you, everybody. But look, I think it's... I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit surprised by the Maresca stuff, but obviously I've done the video on that. If people have got their comments on it, let us know. 1st of Jan, there we go. And don't forget, we've got Super Bowl watch-along coming up. A whole new year of possibilities. One of my favourite streams of the year is the Super Bowl, but that's February. Look, I always say New Year's resolutions. I said it last night and I'll say it again. I was saying it to family and friends last night. Everyone was doing their speeches about what they want to leave behind in 2025 and what they want to take into 2026. And I said, the older I get, the more I understand that if you can hit the end of the year with the people that you care about healthy and still with you, that's a win. So there we go. That's my resolutions. Thank you everybody for watching anyway, and welcome to this Liverpool Leeds watch along. We'll go through the team news in a minute, but I have a feel. I'm trying to just understand this. Somebody said to me, "Well, Man United have got Leeds on." When have we got Leeds? We've got Leeds on. Sunday lunchtime at I think it's at midday, and somebody said to me that basically Leeds have 12:30 on Sunday. We're playing Leeds, so basically 48 hours, isn't it? Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. Is it 48 hours? 2.5 days time. So somebody was saying that Leeds have made a lot of changes to their team. I don't know enough about Leeds to know. They've certainly made... Rodon's not playing. There's a couple in the midfield who aren't playing, and he's changed his front too. There's no Calvert-Lewin or Okafor. He's gone with Aronson and Micha. So I don't know. I don't know whether anybody watches Leeds enough to know how weakened they are. But they are... Well, it's a big game for them. Man United, people saying they're resting players for Man United is an insult to Man United. Don't really understand that Leeds' biggest game of the season is Man United. Like, Man United at Ellen Road is Leeds' biggest game of the season. So if they are resting players for that, then they're resting players for that, aren't they? But I think the thing is, the way Liverpool are playing at the moment, you just don't know. I mean, this could be fortuitous for Liverpool if Leeds... I don't know. I don't know. I'm yet to see Liverpool play a dominant performance, apart from Villa. So be interested to see. But as you can see, there's the Liverpool team. Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Sorry, let me just get that back on the screen for you as I read through it. Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai, Frimpong, versus Ekitike. I like the fact that he's got Frimpong on the right. I think that's quite good because I think he can play that role. Bench, Chiesa, Gakpo, Kirkez, McAllister. So, a few key players on the bench, bit of rotation there. And then Leeds, as I say, Perry, Struck, Bijol, Bornar, Gudmundsson, Stack, Ampadu, Groove, Justin, and Micha, Aronson. Calvert-Lewin on the bench, as is Okafor. So a little bit of rotation there from Leeds ahead of this game at Anfield. There is another game going on at 5:30 today. It's Crystal Palace against Fulham. As you can see with the league table there, Crystal Palace, I believe, are currently not in the top 10. They're on 26, but they're slightly out. So if they were to win, they could go back up to 7th with a win. But funnily enough, so could Fulham. So if Crystal Palace or Fulham win, it ends up being 7th place for them. So interesting game going on there. Of course, Liverpool with a win would go clear. Very clear in 4th place, 5 points clear of Chelsea and Manchester United. So a big opportunity for Liverpool to open up a bit of a gap after an incredibly bad season. I mean, Liverpool have won their last 3 games in a row. They're unbeaten in 6, 4 wins in 6, 2 draws. So they are on a bit of a bounce. That's why they're back into the top 4. Leeds are 6 points clear of relegation. And this is their game in hand because everyone else played on Tuesday. So, again, for Leeds, these next 2 games, if they can get 3 points out of either of them, you can understand why they might be having a bit of an eye on... And look, you know what? I've seen a few people moaning that they've rotated a little bit. It's hard to play Thursday night and then Sunday. Anyway, we know that from Europa League and then Premier League. But on top of that... one of them's Anfield and one of them's Ellen Road. Like, Leeds we're talking tens of millions of pounds here if they stay in the league. And with all the will in the world, the reality is if Leeds stay up, it could come down to 3 points. So if you've got 2 games in 3 days and one of them's at Ellen Road, you probably are going to think, let's not burn ourselves out on the 3rd night. It's fixtures. Look, as Matt B says, the fixture congestion is big. Pascal Grohl to Brighton, Belabor to United in January, says DVO. I thought he was already at Brighton. Have you read that wrong? I thought he was on loan at Dortmund from Brighton. No, Brighton are set to re-sign him from Dortmund. Shock return to Premier League for just 1.5 million 4 hours ago. Fair play, well done. Does that mean Belabor's going? I mean, I don't know, mate. I think Man United do need to do something like that. So let's wait and see, DVO. There could be something in that, yeah. Shirt is looking clean, Mark. Happy New Year, says GMAC. Oh, it's just something I threw on, but Happy New Year. Hope you had a good evening. I went to bed at about 3. It's becoming a bit of a tradition now that the party really gets started after New Year. And the old Kraken did flow. If you don't know what Kraken is, it's rum. Last year I discovered black cherry Kraken, and this year I got gifted by one of our producers, Sarah. She gave me a dark caramel rum Kraken. So I had a few beers until about 9, and then I was on the rum. And I'll tell you what, a little bit of a tip. I drank a lot, but I also kept having a glass of water. This meant going to the toilet a lot, but it meant a slightly worse hangover than I should have had this morning. I must admit, I woke up at about 5, went to the toilet from all the water, nearly threw up because I had a bad headache. But then when I woke up at 8, I felt a lot better. Now I just feel tired. So, yeah. But no, I don't. Look, for me, I hope everybody... I know some people don't like this time of year, and fair play, it's basically over now. Some of us do. I've had a very good, relaxing 2 weeks. I love the week between Christmas and New Year. If you're fortunate enough to be off, I know some people aren't. Total chill, and I think a lot of people come out of that week and go, "Oh my God, I wasted it. That was so good, sitting around doing nothing." And I know exactly every year that week, if you're off, is a brilliant week. It's totally unique, and you get to do nothing. So I really do enjoy it. But I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for the new year now. I'm not really one of those ones that hits the gym and sets unrealistic targets that you can't keep going in March. In fact, if I'm honest with you, I don't believe with dry January. You know, we've still got plenty of beer in the fridge. I'll be drinking that over the next few weeks. We've still got loads of chocolate and crisps. I'll be eating that in moderation. So I don't do any of that stupid, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, because it's not sustainable for most. But I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for the new year. And in a footballing sense, I don't know about your team, but I'm really hoping that it was like deja vu over Christmas on the United stand, because this time last year, we'd only just got Amorim. We'd had a bad year with Ineos and Ten Hag, and we hoped that 2025 was going to be better, and it actually ended up being worse. If you think it was bad on New Year's Eve 2024 for Man United. New Year's Eve 2025, 15th in the league in the summer, lost to Spurs in the Europa League, 40% win ratio in the Premier League this year, just dropped a point to Wolves. So I'm hoping 2026 will be better, but we're not the only ones. I mean, I sort of want to talk about that a little bit. How do you think it's going to be for Liverpool? Started the year off so well. I was doing I'm doing a video next week about, team of the year, team of 2025. And I was umming and ahhing about whether to put Van Dijk in because Liverpool won the league, but then I don't think he's been very good since September, and it is a calendar year, it's not a season. I think Liverpool this season in 2025 is going to be an interesting one. Funnily enough, I said this time last year, what Chelsea are my team to watch. And in a way I'm wrong, but in a way I'm right. I mean, they won the Club World Cup, they won the Conference League, Cole Palmer was really good. But then they've sacked Maresca. So you're sort of like that. My team to watch this season, I don't know about a glow-up team. I mean, I'd love it to be Man United. I don't think Arsenal's a glow-up. I think Arsenal will win the league. As I said to you the other day, Man City actually got the most points in 2025. And I think Man City are looking good. But I don't know. I think the four teams I sort of look at are Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. I think they all finished 2025 not where they wanted to be. Man United had a horrible 2025. Chelsea had a good half a year. I think Newcastle had a good half year getting into the Champions League. Liverpool had a good half year winning the league. But the start to the season's been poor for them. So I'm sort of looking at Newcastle, Liverpool and Chelsea, and I'm like, Chelsea, I don't like their model. I don't. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but that's football is for everybody. Make sure you subscribe and share the video. Players are just coming out onto the pitch. Yeah, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I love football, and I think we all who are part of this community probably feel the same. You feel that you can have an opinion on Liverpool fans booing Trent. You can have an opinion on Chelsea sacking Maresca because we spend a lot of time watching these teams. And the pathway to success, I think we all have an idea of what that is. I look at this Liverpool side and they're not winning a title this year because they're just not got any chemistry. I say it on the United stand, PRV, performance, results, vision. Liverpool have started getting the results. They need to start getting the performance and then the vision of what's to come. You can see that with Arsenal and Man City. You can see it with Villa. You can't see that with Chelsea. You can't see that with Liverpool. So Liverpool need to build chemistry. Now, they might be able to do that because they've got a lot of new signings who, the likes of Wirtz, Ekitike, Frimpong, Kerkez, if they start to develop, then that chemistry and vision and performance will come. They've obviously got to replace Salah as well. And they might do that in the summer. It could be a big summer for Liverpool if they got somebody in like Michael Elise, etc. But for Chelsea, I worry about Chelsea because the policy at Chelsea is ridiculous. Not buying players over 25 is killing you. Absolutely killing you. And I've been saying it for years on here. I don't understand how you can spend £2 billion since Todd Bowley's come in and not buy a world-class striker. I mean, I don't get the decision makers at Chelsea. I mean, you look at Liverpool, they win the league, they buy Ekitike and Isak. Now, it's not worked out with Isak, but it's absolutely the right thing to do. You look at Arsenal, they need a striker, they get Gyökeres for £70 million. Now, it's not worked amazingly well, but it was the right thing to do. You look at Man City, De Bruyne goes, they bring in Cherki, they're now bringing in Semenyo. Logical, right thing to do. You look at Chelsea over 2 years and you go, brilliant midfield signings, a lot of money wasted on your defence, and a lot of money wasted on your attack. Where is the experienced attacker? Great work in 2025, Mark. Looking forward to what you're going to do in 2026. Also, does this Maresca situation make Man City bigger than Chelsea, says Rajaf. Do we think that he's going to go to Man City then? Is that what we think is going to happen? Because I think that would be a big shame for Man City and Pep, because it would almost be reminiscent of Klopp. I feel like Pep's building something. And maybe that's the new thing. I'm so used to Sir Alex Ferguson building teams and winning with them. But Klopp, before he left the club in a great position, built foundations. And I feel like Pep, if he leaves, is building great foundations again for the next manager, which is very responsible of him. But if they don't win the league and he leaves, I feel like he's not far off doing that again. Look, it's a weird one for me because I'm not a fan of Man City and I don't like the way they play football until this season. And I'll always be fair. If a team entertains me, I'll give it respect. And they're playing really well, Man City. They are playing really. I don't think they'll win the league, but they are playing really well. I'm very excited about January. Like, the great thing about sport after Christmas is there's bloody loads of it. You know, like some people get really obsessed about Christmas and then they've got to go back to work and January's a long month with no money and dark nights. I think we're really fortuitous as football fans that, yeah, it can be a bit of a downer after Christmas and all the hype, but there's so much bloody football. Like Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man City have got 9 games in January. So we'll be busy. We'll be busy. And it's the January transfer window as well. Anyway, we're up and running here. 20 seconds in. Let's see what we get. Also, just a little bit of breaking news for you as well. Please do smash a like on the video. Someone said, is career mode back? So career mode's back next week on Monday at 4 o'clock. So career mode's back on Monday. Also, dropping in January, new Driving with Goldbridge and new Cooking with Goldbridge, and the new Cooking with Goldbridge will be a live special. So all this coming back in January. So if you're feeling down a little bit after Christmas, don't worry. 3 bangers coming back. I mean, you might not like them, some people do, but Driving with Goldbridge, Cooking with Goldbridge, and Career Mode all coming back, new seasons in January. I'll drop a link at some point for the channel to subscribe to it so you're ready to go. But yeah, I nearly got 2 of them back before Christmas, but better to wait. Better to wait. All right, predictions. I'd say Liverpool will win this, but for me, as a United fan, we play Leeds on Sunday, so I'm very much looking to see what they're all about because their form has been so good over the last few weeks. Not been beaten in 5 Leeds, 2 wins, 3 draws. So really, really good. Last game, Sunderland away, got a draw as well. So good start. And they've got a free kick here. They're going to whip it into the box. It's good. And Alisson's there to punch it away. So yeah, Happy New Year. If you're tuning in, please do share the video. Hopefully a lot of you are smashing a like on the video with the announcements I've just made there. Which manager will get the sack next? I think the Birmingham manager will be next to get the sack and Leeds to win, says GD7. Hot takes. Hot takes in 2026 there. Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really looked at the Championship over Christmas. I'm going to be very, very honest. But they've lost again to Watford, Birmingham City, and they lost 3-0. They're not doing particularly well. So I think they could be heading towards a change there. Big project at Birmingham. And I actually expected them to get in the playoffs. So they will be, you know, very ambitious there. As well they might be. Top of the Championship at the moment, Coventry are 12 points clear, so it looks like they're going up. Quite local to me, Coventry, and I know a few fans of Cov, so very, very pleased for them. Ipswich have had a good Christmas. They're into 2nd on 44. Middlesbrough 3rd on 43. Watford 4th on 41. Hull City 5th, and then Preston 6th. But they're joint with Millwall in 7th. Bristol City, again, always up there. Always the bridesmaid, never the brides, Bristol City. Stoke are not that far away. Wrexham doing quite well in 10th on 37 points. But Birmingham City, 31 points, and actually only 7 points from relegation. So they're struggling, Birmingham, a little bit. And they've had a bad Christmas. They've not won in 6. So, yeah, that's how it's going there. We will be back. Don't forget, Bundesliga's back a week today. Normally we're live on a Friday night. Sorry, it's Thursday. Keep thinking it's a bloody Friday. Week tomorrow, we're back for Frankfurt Dortmund live on That's Football. German league having a winter break. I thought the Italian league had a winter break, but they don't, do they? And I think the Spanish league does. Liverpool on the attack here. So what we're looking for from Liverpool is a bit of rhythm, isn't it? But it's Leeds on the attack. It's an interesting cross, and he's got it on the far side. Have a shot, lad. Should have had a shot. Should have had a shot. Still Leeds on the attack. And it's a corner. Go Bird Scotland says, how was the Lego build? Mate, that's a tough build, that. We've been at it for about 3 hours and we're still not halfway. It's the Harry Potter... What's it called? Not Severus Snape. You know the blonde-haired ones. Potter. What's his name? Malfoy. Malfoy Tower, that's it. So, yeah, it's a steady build. We'll have it done in a week, I think. Miss Bunny says, have you got Bundesliga for next season as well, Mark? We've not, I can neither confirm or deny that at the moment. There's a lot going on this year beyond that. So, yeah, I was grateful of a week off over Christmas because there was so much going on in the run up to Christmas, which hopefully we'll be able to announce and discuss very, very soon. Thoughts on Van Dijk acting as interim set piece coach, says DVO. What are you talking about? Van Dijk, is that real? I know their set piece coach has gone, but is that true? Van Dijk is the interim set piece coach. Wow. iFoot says Happy New Year. Malfoy Manor, that's it. That's what it is. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like building Lego. I always have. Anyway, corner to Leeds. They've started off okay in the first 5 minutes. This is what I mean. I think you always get a chance against Liverpool. But that's in the arms of them. Yeah, lots of Leeds fans. I did tweet out that it looks like Leeds have rotated, and a lot of them saying, look, we do need to rotate. Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking game on Sunday. I really do. Ellen Road United, always a big game. Gravenberch, good block. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what people do in the January transfer window. I mean, I know Chelsea said they weren't going to do anything. However, if they're bringing a new manager in, surely you would be looking to back him if you could. What worried me about Chelsea and the Maresca stuff was that apparently one of the big problems they had, and maybe it's indicative of many Premier League clubs. I don't like this. I'm old school. I like a manager that has control. I like a manager that, like Sir Alex, is very involved. Pep, very involved. Wenger, very involved. Some clubs look to dilute control from the manager. And one of the things they were saying about Maresca's departure from Chelsea was because the fitness department wanted the final say on player load and availability. Well, that makes it very difficult for a manager if you're like, I've got a game midweek, I need to win it, and I want to start Reece James, and they're saying no, computer says no. I don't like that in the modern game. We've seen it at United with Ten Hag and Amorim. A player's playing really well, and on 60 minutes, bang on, they're off. And I just think, you know what, that's such a laptop twat, health and safety knobhead who's gone, you absolutely have got to take him off after 60 minutes because if he gets injured on 63, that makes me look bad. And I'm like, football's, I know you can get really analytical in football, but, if a player's playing well, I'm not taking him off on 60 minutes. I'm giving him another 5 or 10. That's on me, I'll take that. And that's not letting a manager manage, because imagine Chelsea are playing, I don't know, Leeds, and you want to use a player and then you're overruled by the fitness department. You pay with your job, And Anfield FC says that Leeds are playing well. They are. They do look good. I mean, Leeds are a rival of Man United, but it's not a rivalry I really know. It was very much from the 70s. And most of the Premier League era, Leeds haven't really been in it. So, I see Chelsea as a bigger rival for Man United than Leeds, but Leeds really don't like Man United. And when Leeds were in the Premier League with Bielsa, I quite liked watching them. And we used to batter them anyway. So I've never really seen Leeds as a big rival. And I'd like to see them stay in the Prem. I'm one of those who would never like to see Liverpool get relegated. It would be funny for a couple of days, but then it would be like, oh, we don't get to play them at Anfield or at Old Trafford. Good play by Curtis Jones. This should be a chance for Ekitike. Ref says play on. Good feet. Straight at the keeper. He's slow. Keeper was slow there. Reactions were really slow. Made a good save, but then didn't get on it quick enough. And Wirtz was ready to pounce. Some good pressure. And he's slow off his line again there. He could have come and got that. Good pressure here for Liverpool. Robertson. Gravenberch. Yeah, that's better from Liverpool there. I do think with Liverpool, though, they will start to play well at some point. Like, they've been uncharacteristically bad this season. And I might be completely wrong, but I do expect at some point they're going to click and really click because they're so different to last season. What did you do yesterday, mate? Says Real Mr. Starfish. Well, I tell you what. Has anybody heard of the board game called Outsmarted? It's really good. I mean, we only really play it at Christmas. So it's a bit like the old Trivial Pursuit. You have a board and you go around answering questions on each category. And then there's 6 sort of areas where you go to get the ring. And when you've got 6 rings, you go into the middle. So it's really good, really good. I would really recommend it. And the great thing is you play it on your iPad. So you play the game, but then you load it up on your iPad and it's touch screen. So we were playing that last night. On Christmas Day, 2 people messaged me and said, your name came up on Outsmarted. I thought they were taking the piss. We're playing it last night. Sports question. Which famous YouTuber got exclusive TV rights to the Bundesliga this season? My name was there. No word of a lie. My name was there. The great thing was, it wasn't me or my team that got the question. It was the wives. And that they always get it wrong on sport. And it was the question that got them the final ring that allowed them to go into the hot seat to win. I was like... So yeah, we played that. I'd recommend that game. It's really good. Really good. And I know we were just listening to music, drinking, really. Chatting. Living in the moment. No one was on their phones. Lovely stuff. I hope you had a good one anyway, Real Mr. Starfish. Thank you very much for tuning in. Liverpool just starting to get going a little bit here. Leeds started off quite well, but Liverpool just starting to rev up 10 minutes in here. Let me just tell you what's going on in the other game as well, because there is Crystal Palace Fulham. Don't forget, win, lose or draw is back tomorrow with me and Robbie. We were level. He's been ahead all season. We were level going into the New Year fixtures. And he's gone with we've both gone with a Liverpool win. He's gone with a draw in the Palace game. I've gone with a Palace win. So hopefully Palace will win. But it's 0-0 there at the moment. He's gone with a Brentford win. I've gone with a Spurs draw. And we've both gone with a City win. I think City are really lucky that they're playing Sunderland now. I think City will dispatch them really easily tonight. Ekitike, very strong. Very strong. And then, he can't believe it, Ekitike. You're not going to get a penalty for that, mate. You are being wrestled, but you didn't go down. And then he got it to Wirtz, who got blocked. What a good signing Ekitike's been, by the way. If he goes down here, he probably gets a penalty, He's very honest. He should have gone down. Look, if he goes down there... If he goes down, I think there's a case to answer there. There's absolutely no touch on the ball from the Leeds defender there. It's just, Ekitike is just very honest. Yeah, you're not going to get a penalty for that. Rub says, I slept for a few hours in 2026 after Disaster Stranger Things season finale. Woke up and Maresca was jobless. Football is done for my club, says Rub. And I have heard that Brighton resigned Gross. I forgot that Stranger Things was out for New Year. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this year. Cooking with Goldbridge, Driving with Goldbridge, Ricky Gervais's new stand-up on Netflix. Night Manager is out tonight. Another year of one step forward and four back. December curse, manager gone, performance gone, results gone, and my head is gone. Anyway, Happy New Year, says Matthew. I do feel for Chelsea fans. Yeah, I do feel for Chelsea fans. I think it's... the trouble is, you have got some fans that wanted Maresca out. Some very vocal Maresca out fans. And I just don't know... What makes me laugh about those, and they're very similar to United fans, is that some fans want Amrim out. Look at the owners. Do you trust the owners? I don't trust United's owners at all. So, Chelsea fans wanting Maresca out, I guarantee you didn't want Leroy Rosenior. And that's the thing. It's all right wanting Maresca out, but they're not going to go and get a good manager. They're going to go and get somebody that does as they're told. So Leroy Rosenior will come in. He won't have control over who can play. He won't have control over transfers. He's just going to basically be a tracksuit manager. So all these people in the Chelsea fan base that want Maresca out, I don't think you really want Maresca out. I think it's your owners and the way that they're running the club. How many managers for Garnacho now, says Dimitri. Wow, that's the thing for Garnacho, isn't it? Andy Nielsen says, what's your thoughts on Carragher's statement on bench Gyökeres? I don't know what the statement is, mate. I can try and find it. Carragher's had it in for Gyökeres from the start, though, hasn't he? He's always said that. He says, Jesus is better than Gyökeres and he should not be starting. But look, Jamie Carragher, like me, like you, sits in a privileged position where we can sit and say what we bloody like, and most of the time we think it through and it's intelligent and it creates debate, but sometimes we come out with absolutely unaccountable shite. And the reality is, Arsenal are 5 points clear at the top. How you can criticise about... that. Sorry, Finn says it's Liam Rosenior. I'm thinking of Leroy Rosenior, who used to play for bloody... I can't remember who he used to play for. I remember he scored a banger, probably in the 90s. Liam Rosenior is a great manager with young players, as shown at Hull, where he turned them around, and Strasbourg, who nearly got Champions League under him. He's a great manager, says Finn. Yeah, but you won't have... you won't have any patience, will you? I can sense a Liverpool goal coming here. Daniel says, Amrim's got to go along with the owners. Yeah, so to go back to the Carragher point about Gyökeres needs to be dropped. I mean, it's... You know, if they're in a relegation battle and they're not scoring goals, I can understand he needs to be dropped. But I find it really strange when a team is 5 points clear at the top and playing well, why you even need to say it. If Arteta decides he wants to mix it up and play Jesus over Gyökeres, fine, but... I find it weird that there's a demand to drop Gyökeres when you're 5 points clear at the top. I mean, you know, maybe you could rotate it, maybe you could leave him out, but demanding he's dropped, it just seems weird when a team is 5 points clear at the top. It's not like it's a massive issue, is it? So yeah, thank you very much for that, Andy. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Nearly 9,000. Share the video, smash a like, get involved, subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Liam is Leroy's son. I was nearly there then, L3. I want to know who Leroy Rosenior played for. I think he played for West Ham. And for some reason, he's in my head. Bristol City, West Ham. Yes, I am the man. Yeah, still 0-0 between Crystal Palace and Fulham. So Jim to become... Oh, good clearance by Leeds. Liverpool having a lot of pressure here in the last 10 minutes. Leeds had a good first 5, but they're under a bit of pressure here, Leeds. Who to blame says, if a club wants to succeed, you need experienced players or manager. Both can't be inexperienced. Chelsea and Man United can't see that. Brilliant comment. Comment of 2026, who to blame? Yeah, exactly what I was saying 20 minutes ago. I don't understand the Chelsea model. And I don't understand the Man United model. We'll only buy players under 25 completely and utterly contradicts the last 50 years of football success. There are very few clubs in world football that have been successful with a bunch of kids. And going back, the only one that really comes to mind is Ajax of the early 90s. But I'm pretty sure the Ajax team of the early 90s had a couple of experienced players in it. I mean, I'd have to double check. But Alan Hansen's statement about you can't win it with kids is right. But the reason he got it wrong is he ignored the fact that although there was a load of kids playing for United, you also had Schmeichel, Cantona, Keane, Irwin. You know, you still had a load of experience around them. So it wasn't a team of kids. It was half and half. Curtis Jones with a shot straight at the keeper. Look, I'll say this about Chelsea. If Chelsea had Erling Haaland up front and someone like let's say if Chelsea had Gabriel from Arsenal at centre-back and Erling Haaland up front, they'd win the league. Clip that and stick it on TikTok. If Chelsea had Gabriel at centre-back and Erling Haaland up front, they'd win the league. Now, I know that's unrealistic because they're not going to leave Arsenal and they're not going to leave Man City. But what I mean is it's the experienced performers. That's what they need. They need 2 really experienced players like Victor Osimhen and Guehi. There you go. That's a free kick. What's your thoughts on Diamonde at Leipzig, says Jacob? Well, we've seen him a little bit on this channel, haven't we? Because we do the Bundesliga here. I mean, he's only just signed for Leipzig. He's only been there 5 months. So I think he's destined for big things. But he's a rough diamond, let's be honest. Recon Guy says, dark days for Chelsea up ahead. Well, if they go for Rosignol, he's got to get it right because there's going to be a lot of impatience in that fan base. And it does remind me of United a little bit where they've got owners who think they know better than the fans. And that's a dangerous thing to do. So I think it could be dark days ahead for them because when you've got stubborn owners who don't follow what the fans want and it doesn't go well, it can get toxic very, very quickly. I don't really get what the Chelsea model is. It just seems to be a feeder club at the moment. Like they don't seem to be on a trajectory to where Chelsea want to be. And let's not forget, over the last 20 years in the Premier League, Chelsea have won Premier League titles. They've won a Champions League. But maybe they'll get it right. They've certainly spent money. What do you think of the new Stranger Things season, says Abdul? I started I'm way behind and I don't know whether I'll finish it. I keep falling asleep in it, to be honest. I don't really feel like I know what's going on. I fell asleep during the second one. I woke up and I thought I was watching Terminator because Linda Hamilton was in it. I was like, what's going on here? So, yeah. Hi, Mark. When you think of a green goalkeeper kit, who's the first goalkeeper you think of? Schmeichel, Langford, yeah. "23 minutes gone." Bit of a snooze fest, this, isn't it? God. I think the other one's not got a goal either. No nil between Crystal Palace and Fulham. I have heard that Brighton have re-signed Pascal Gross. Yes, a lot of people are saying that in the chat. Yeah, get some good comments in. Come on. Let's go live and do a Cooking with Goldbridge. You know what? I actually can do that. I can have a camera here that's live, and I can click to another one into another room. It's just not set up. Are you doing City Sunderland? No, I'm so tired. I'm so tired from last night. I've got the United stand at 8 o'clock. I will have it on while I'm doing the United stand, but I want to watch The Night Manager. I really liked that. It's a drama series, and it's out at 9 o'clock tonight, so I want to watch that. And I genuinely, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong, but I really do think City will win that quite comfortably. So, yeah, I'm going to skip that one. But we are back on Saturday with Watchalongs. I will tell you what the weekend schedule is. So, no games on Friday because there isn't any. But Saturday, we are Bournemouth-Arsenal at 5:30. We'll be live for that. And then Sunday, we've got Man City-Chelsea at 4:30, which I'm very much looking 5:30, looking forward to that. Chelsea without their manager. I wonder if it's a coincidence that they got rid of him before playing Man City. Do you think that had anything to do with it? Did I hear about Brennan Johnson? I heard that Palace had an offer accepted, but I don't know whether he's gone. If Liverpool beat Arsenal, does City win the league, says Ollie Oil? Nah, there's a long way to go. I mean, City will drop points. Long throw-in coming from Leeds. They've had some success with this. Now, Man United do long throw-ins, but Delo can't even get it past the 6-yard box. See, that long throw, that's a good long throw-in. That is, ooh! And it's a foul anyway. Chelsea going to get pumped 4-0 with no manager, says Recon Guy. What's the score prediction, Zeno? I think Liverpool will win it, but I don't think it's going to be particularly dominant. Why is that leaking? I need to change that flavour. Let's change the flavour. Rub says, I'm already feeling fresh in 2026. There's no need to watch Chelsea anymore. We'll enjoy the English team lifting the World Cup. Definitely not deluded. Mate, you've just reminded me. I said this last night. Loads of witnesses at our party last night. And I said, I had a bit to drink, but I said, England are winning the World Cup. And I'm saying it with happiness, anticipation and excitement. I think we're going to win the World Cup. I really do. I like the fact that Tuchel plays around Harry Kane. You know, gets people running past him. None of this bloody pick all your best players. We're actually building a team. I think we're going to win the World Cup. And I think it's going to be a good World Cup as well. I'm very excited about it. I mean, it'll be a bit boring at the start. But you know, because there's going to be a load of crap games. Corner to Liverpool. I'm not having. I've got mocktail flavours here. I'm not having one of those. God no. Not today. Not today. What flavours are these? Wild berry, iced tea, watermelon, cherry, apple. What are we going for in the chat? Wild berry, iced tea, peach, watermelon, cherry, apple. Well, how am I supposed to know what's what? All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try the apple. Oh, that might not be a good choice. Van Dijk with the cross, head cleared away. You have to change them every couple of weeks because they run out. It's all right, actually. They're not. There's no sugar in it. It's all done by nasal. It's air up. It's just water. Brennan Johnson, here we go to Crystal Palace, says Sam. There we go. Hello says there are simply too many teams better than England for them to win the World Cup. Thanks for your super chat, Rub. Yeah, well, we've got. Well, I was saying that there's a really good week of football coming up, so I need to do my calendar for the month. But so Arsenal, Bournemouth on Saturday, Chelsea, Man City on Sunday, Monday nothing. Tuesday you've got Premier League football, but I'm not doing that because it's West Ham Forest. I don't know why there's only one Tuesday game. Wednesday night there are 8 games going on. But Thursday night, it's Liverpool-Arsenal at 8 o'clock. We'll be doing that. Friday night, we're back doing Bundesliga on the 9th. Saturday, it's FA Cup. Woo. I mean, I don't even know when we're playing in the FA Cup. 4:30, Brighton on the Sunday. I forgot it was FA Cup weekend. Who gets excited about FA Cup weekend? I mean, I watch United, but I've got no interest in anyone else. How many teams do you think are going to play their reserves as well? Yeah. Then it's the Tuesday the 13th. You've got the Carabao Cup semi-final. Newcastle, Man City, and then on the Wednesday, it's Chelsea-Arsenal. And then the following Saturday on the 17th, it's Man City, Man United at 12:30. Manchester Derby. Arsenal go to Forest as well. That'll be an interesting Saturday. And then Champions League, isn't it, on the 21st? So it's a good month. Good month of football. Dennis says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Dennis. Leeds just had a very good chance there. Alisson kicked it out straight to the Leeds player and not enough power on it. Dennis, Happy New Year. What's your thoughts on the current top 4 standings in Serie A? They're all 1 point apart. Inter can't afford a draw at all, says Dennis. Still 0-0 between Palace and Fulham. Let me have a look at Serie A. So Inter are top with 36. Milan are second with 35. Napoli are third with 34, and then Roma are 4th with 33, but they've played a game more. I think Napoli will win it. I think Conte's the guy at the moment. Good cross into the box by Liverpool, but nobody there. If we sack Amrim, who are your top 3 replacements? Well, I wouldn't do it till the summer anyway. So I think the top 3. I mean, you probably have got to put Xavi in there. To be fair, I'd certainly put. I mean, I'd like to say Emery. What a cross by Robertson! That's 2 really good crosses into the box from Liverpool, but nobody's anticipating them. Frimpong, what's this goalkeeper doing for Leeds? He looks crap. This goalie for Leeds looks really crap today. Why has he not dealt with that cross? It's gone right across to Ekitike and he should have scored. Yeah, I would say Xavi, Emery, and I don't know, maybe Tuchel, maybe someone like that. Chelsea said that Maresca lacked mental fortitude and emotional maturity. That's brutal, says Claire. It is. But Chelsea also wanted to control him, tell him what players could be picked based on fitness and do all his transfers. So, you know, I'd struggle with that emotionally and mentally too. Nicholas says, our best player is suspended Sunday versus City. Who's that? Caicedo. Tlab says, Mexico, South Africa watch-along for the World Cup opener. I mean, we're about 6 months away, mate, but there's a very big chance we will do. Caicedo's out for the City game. Yeah, you've got no chance then, have you? I mean, I was speaking to Robbie about this, Robbie from AFTV, and he was like, every time Man City get a difficult game, like they're playing Sunderland tonight with half their team at the AFCON. They played Palace when they played on a Thursday night. You know, they're playing Chelsea with no Caicedo. Palace penalty, apparently. Let's go to Sellers Park. No. You've done me there, Knuckles. You've absolutely done me there. I can see no penalty. We all know it's going to be Darren Fletcher says A to win. Well, that's I mentioned that a few weeks ago, didn't I? Thanks for your super chat, Claire and A to win. Appreciate that. Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, we're only 50 followers, 50 viewers away from 10,000. So please click the share button, share it on your socials. Look at the pace of Frimpong here. That is pace down the right-hand side. He's just got to cut this back. He does. Wirtz, terrible touch. Absolutely terrible touch by Wirtz, that. Pace of Frimpong was great, but the Leverkusen connection here. Look at the pace of Frimpong. Wirtz has got the space. Yeah, terrible first touch. What do you think about Brennan Johnson to Palace, Tyrone? Good signing. You know, I think he'll suit the way they play. I don't think Brennan Johnson was terrible at Spurs. It might have been, but I think Palace is probably going to be a very good move for him, yeah. Yeah. Interesting signing. So, 10 minutes to go to half-time. It's been a bit of a bore here. I just wonder whether some of these players have been out on the piss. Obviously, they haven't, but it has been a bit of a shit game. Not going to lie. Yeah, okay. Robert says boring is an understatement. Well, get me some good questions in. Have a drink, mate. It's New Year. I mean, look, I have had a drink most days the last week, but I am not drinking tonight. I'll have a pint of tea. Oh, God. I just feel like... I like 3 or 4 pints. I'm fine. I like a couple of pints and maybe finish the night off with a rum and coke. I don't like 5 cans of lager and then about 6, well, I conservatively say 6, what would probably double rum and ginger ale. So, yeah, I couldn't think of it. I want a clean night tonight. I'm not doing City, no. I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock, previewing the Leeds game and talking about United. But I'll have it on at the same time for the first half, yeah. Vish says, is this Premier League season we don't want Champions League, you have it? It's certainly up for grabs. I mean, I find it absolutely incredible that, you know, and in fairness, some United fans use it all the time. They're like, why are people having a go at Amorim? Why are people having a go at Ineos? Look at the league table. We're only 3 points off 4th. And in a way, they're not wrong. We are only 3 points off 4th, but we've dropped so many points. 2 against Wolves, 2 against Bournemouth, 2 against West Ham, 3 against Everton, all at home. That's 9 points. You add those 9 on, and we're 6 points off the top. So United, for me, should be on 39 points. Should be, but we're not, which means we're shit. And yet, we are still in a race for top 4. So I think this time last year, 4th place had 35 and 5th place had 32. So there is about a 10% drop-off in points accumulation compared to last year. But I think the main problem is that, well, it's not a problem for us, is that if Newcastle, Chelsea and Liverpool were doing well, then the top 6 would be out of sight. But they're not. So it sort of opened the door up where you've got the likes of Sunderland, United, Everton and Palace mixing it up with the top. But I think you're right. I think I'm very surprised that we're in touching distance of the Champions League playing the way we've played. That's a free kick on the edge of the box, ref. Why is he not giving the free kick to Leeds? This ref's a dick. What is he talking about? How's he not giving the foul on the Leeds player there? Watch this from Gravenberch. Not Gravenberch. Curtis Jones gets nothing of the ball. How's he not giving the free kick to Leeds? Arsenal news and updates says Happy New Year from Ireland. Love the streams. Happy New Year, pal. Happy New Year to everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, which is sort of breaking the play here because Szoboszlai caught one in the face. But I don't know why he's not giving the free kick to Leeds. Madness. Yeah, please do subscribe. We're on the road to 445,000 subscribers. 1.445, but, you know. I think Palace might have scored here. Let's have a look. Into the box. Cross comes in. Goal. Looks like it's Mateta. Good timing. Yeah. 1-0. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got a goal for Palace. Mateta. Jean-Philippe Mateta makes it 1-0 to Palace, not Leeds. That would be incredible. Lovely cross into the box. Pretty much unmarked. Bad defending by Fulham. And we've actually got a goal. There we go. Mateta. I bought myself the Lego F1 Ferrari. It's brilliant, says Jason. Big or small? Because you can get the smaller ones, then you can get the absolute massive ones as well. Someone says it's offside. It's definitely not, because they're up and running. I've got a hot take for you. I actually think Crystal Palace would be in the top 5 if they didn't have to play Thursday night football. We got 3 points out of Palace we never would have got if they hadn't played Thursday night. So, I genuinely think Palace this season would be in the top 5 if they didn't have to play in the Conference League. That's just my hot take. Another super chat from Nicholas. He says, Mark, sorry, but you'll do well to beat Leeds on Sunday. I know, but that's probably why we will beat Leeds on Sunday, because we're a light switch team. You know, when we went to Anfield in October, no chance, we won. When we went to Villa the other day, no chance, we actually played quite well but lost. So this is Man United Leeds on Sunday. You'd predict a loss and we'll probably go and win, because that's what we do. Who do I think will get Champions League football? Well, I think it will be a top 5, and I think it will be certainly Liverpool. You'd expect Villa to get it because of how big the gap is to Chelsea and Man United, but you never know. So I'd say obviously Man City, Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool. And I think the 5th one, if we get the 5th one, which I think we will, I think it is up for grabs. Coolio Boy says, sorry, Mark, do you like the royal family? I'm sort of indifferent to it. I'm not anti-royalist, but I wouldn't say I'm a royalist. I've never watched the King's Speech. Ekitike into the box. Lots of players back for Leeds, but a cross comes in. Jones cleared. Szoboszlai. It's funny, I It's funny, I set this stream up and there was a couple of people in the live chat before we go in live saying, why are you doing Liverpool against Leeds? Such an easy win for Liverpool. And I thought, where have you been for the last few months? I think any Liverpool fan would tell you they don't expect this to be easy. They let everybody have a game. Liverpool don't beat. Liverpool just aren't, you know, they're not in the rhythm, are they? They're not performing. They've got no flow at the moment. How's it going in the AFCON anyway? I saw that Cameroon and Ivory Coast went through, but who do you think is going to win it? I'm trying. If I'm being honest, all I'm interested in is when they're coming home. I mean, obviously, I don't want them to get knocked out because it's important to Ahmad and Mbermo and Mazraoui. They're playing for their country, but you know they can't all win. I have seen the King's Speech, the Colin Firth movie, Callum. Very good. Anyway, corner to Liverpool here, right on half-time. Maybe a set piece will do. It's good. No, back post, Wirtz. Oh, my God. Wirtz has been shit today, hasn't he? I'm going to tweet it. A lot of people told me that Wirtz was playing well. I mean, I think he's been shite today. Terrible touch. Really bad. Good player he is, isn't he? Leeds on the attack, good cross. It's a lovely cross, but nobody's there. I tell you what, we've seen some good crosses into the box today from both sides, but we haven't quite seen the quality on the end of it. You know what? Leeds and Sunderland are probably the two teams I've seen the least of this season. But they've got some good players, Leeds, haven't they? They're very energetic. I think I don't think they'll go down. I really don't. A few weeks ago, I thought Leeds were going to go down. You know, the results were starting to go a little bit like Burnley, but they've done really, really well. They're going to concede now. No, Wirtz. That's all right. The ball's gone to Wirtz. Tell you who I like at Leeds, the right back or right wing back, Justin. He was very good at Leicester. I think he had a few injury problems at Leicester, but half time and it's 0-0 at half time. Liverpool are going to have to step it up a little bit here. Bit of a disappointing first half. I mean, if you're Leeds, you'd be over the moon, especially considering they've made a few changes. But from Liverpool's point of view, not good enough. 3 shots on target to Leeds' 2. 9 shots in total to Leeds' 2. 66% possession. Both only had 2 corners. Again, Liverpool to me, I mean, look, it's not a bad Liverpool performance, but it's not a good performance. And I think we're seeing too many of these types of performances from Liverpool where it's just average. You know, Wolves at the weekend, 2-1. You know, okay, they got a draw against United, but there's just something about Liverpool at the moment that they're just not getting rhythm. You know, they're not creating loads of chances. That rhythm's not there. They're not exciting. They're severely lacking from the team they were before. But if you're Leeds, you're going to be very, very happy with that. Vish with a super chat says, why is United owned by the poorest billionaires? Oh, mate, it's sickening stuff. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. 10,000 of you. Welcome to That's Football. If you're new, please do subscribe. You're always very welcome. And Terrell's absolutely spot on. I mean, I think this was what I was going to basically say. I know a few Liverpool fans, and they're really unhappy about the way that they're playing. But it's a little bit like United in the sense that as much as you can moan about Liverpool and, they're not playing very well, if they find a way of winning this game, they're 5 points clear in fourth. Now, obviously, Liverpool want to be where Arsenal are, and they'd be 10 points off the top, so you're not going to be happy. But it just shows you the quality of the Premier League below Villa is really bad. Really bad. I mean, we're having a bad season. We're in the top 5 race. Chelsea are having a bad season. They're in the top 5 race. Liverpool are having a bad season. They could be 5 points clear of fourth. So, it's certainly not catastrophic for Liverpool. I think to get out of this season, they need to just get Champions League football, don't they? But what they can do in an attacking sense, they don't really have anybody on the bench of experience. Gakpo is probably about it. God, excuse me. That's New Year's Eve. Chiesa as well, I suppose, but obviously no Isak. He's injured for a while. And I do pose the question, are Liverpool going to do anything in the transfer window? Don't know. Marcel says, Happy New Year, Mark and everybody. Come on, you Reds. Love the content. Keep up the good work. Well, Happy New Year to you, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do you rate Thomas Frank, and should Spurs stick with him? I think Spurs will get something at Brentford tonight. And if they do, let me just double check this, because you can't see Spurs on that screen at the moment. But if Spurs win tonight, they will go up to 8th with a win on 28 points. They would go to 8th place. So that's assuming Palace win. So, and then if they win that, there'd be 2 points. I mean, this is what I mean about this season. It makes no bloody sense. If Crystal Palace win, they're 1 point behind Chelsea and Man United, and yet Palace seem to have dropped loads of points in December. If Spurs win, they're 2 points off Chelsea and Man United, and people were talking about sacking Thomas Frank. It's such a weird season. It's so congested from 14th down to from basically 5th to 15th. It's still really congested, certainly. Anyway, Happy New Year to you, Marcel. Thank you very much to Owen, who's a Tottenham fan. Well, I presume he is, because he's got a Tottenham flag there. Duffert says, get your questions in. It is half time. I do want to talk about Chelsea very, very quickly, because there's a bit of a statement come out around Chelsea and their next manager. Duffert says, I've been thoroughly impressed by Pep this season. He's proven that he can adapt and let go of his obsession with possession. Yeah, I have as well. I have no agenda. I have been as well. Very, very good point. But that's why it's so interesting to me, because why are Man City talking to Maresca? I mean, Pep is surely going in the summer. That's surely going to happen, because why? What, it's come out that they have spoken to him, and I agree with Duffett, and I've said it myself, and a few of you've said it, is that there's no rhyme or reason now for Pep to go, because he's building another side and it's really entertaining. So, but presumably Pep's going, which is, I'm very, very surprised about that. However, on the Chelsea drama, if you're not aware of it, a couple of big stories today. Brennan Johnson has agreed to join Crystal Palace in a £35 million move. And obviously, Maresca has been sacked. The latest coming out from Sami Mukbal, who is the senior football correspondent with the BBC, says that Strasbourg manager Liam Rosenior is the leading contender for the Chelsea job. The 41-year-old who previously managed Hull has significant backing internally at Chelsea, and it is understood candidates to replace him at Strasbourg are being considered because of his possible departure. Porto's Farioli has also been mooted as a potential contender. He has done very well there. But I think it's logical that they will go for Rosenior. Understands a bit of experience of the English game, and they have the connection with Strasbourg, don't they? So I think that's probably going to happen. And you know what? I think there'll be a little bit of nervousness around that. But apparently he's highly regarded. and they have got that link up there. So, you know what I find interesting about the top 5 candidates for Chelsea, though? Listen to these, right? Liam Rosenior, Strasbourg, young manager. De Zerbi, McKenna, Farioli, and Lampard. All those managers really are not, well, they're not experienced, are they? Let's be honest. They're all coaches, tracksuit managers. They're all going to be controlled by the fitness department, the recruitment team. You'll literally get what you're given and coach, which I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't like Chelsea's model. When I'm wrong and I'm proved wrong, and I might be, I'll say fair play. But I don't like Chelsea's model. I've watched football for over 40 years, and I don't get why they're so obsessed with inexperience. Don't sign players over 25. Every manager's a young manager now. They won't go for De Zerbi because I actually don't think De Zerbi's inexperienced enough. I think De Zerbi would come with too much of that, and they wouldn't like that. So I don't think they'll go anywhere near De Zerbi. Maybe Fabregas could have been considered, but again, I think Fabregas is quite vocal, isn't he? So they won't. I don't think they'll go near anyone like that. But I don't like the Chelsea model, and Man United are trying to copy it in a bad way. So I don't like it. I really don't. I think you need a bit of experience in there. Yeah. Happy New Year, Mark, from Alberta, Canada. Happy New Year, Michael Brasu. Hope you've had a great one, and welcome to the Members Club as well. Thank you very much. Great way to start 2026. Jay says, when will FC 26 return? Well, I've already announced it. My career mode. I need to drop the link in the chat, don't they? I'll do that in a minute. Happy New Year, Mark and everyone. Come on, you Reds. Love the content. Keep up the great work, says Marcel. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that as well. Michael Keating, you're absolutely spot on. He says, basically, Mark, Chelsea are looking for a yes man. I don't like this. A lot of you do. Certainly, I do the United Stand, our United channel, and a lot of United fans on there like this model. I don't like it. You know, where you've got a board that decides transfers, a fitness department that tells you whether you can use a player or not, a diluted role as a coach. I prefer the Sir Alex role where you are in control. You know, there is a board, there is a fitness team, but you are the boss. But a lot of clubs now don't do it. You know, you look at Blueco buying Chelsea, they want to play Football Manager. They want to run the club. You look at Sir Jim Radcliffe, he wants to play Football Manager with Joel and, you know, with Barada and that. And I think it makes the manager's job really difficult because traditionally football fans always blame the manager, but they have less control now than they ever have. And that's clearly been the problem with Maresca. But, you know, you're always the fall guy when things go wrong as a manager, but less and less are you responsible for. You might get the sack, but it might be the recruitment manager who's giving you the players or sold players. Might be the fitness team that are saying that you can't use these players. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more going on than in these newer models. But it can be successful. Real Madrid sort of runs that policy, doesn't it? You know, where you're not really in control. But then again, they go out and buy the best players in the world, don't they? But, you know, it can work, but it can also be frustrating as well. Elijah, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Old school managers are dead. It's a coach is there to coach the team. That's it, says Bon. It is the new world. It is the new world. The owner wants to play manager and they just hire coaches to oversee the training and have a say in team selection, says John. Well, I don't know whether it goes that deep, but it could. And that's fine, but I still think many fans see the manager as in control and then they're held accountable. What do you think about Wirtz, Mark? Oh, crap. Today, crap. Like, you know, I think Wirtz is a fantastic player. And there's no reason why he can't be a big player for Liverpool. And apparently he's been playing well in the last few weeks. However, he has been shit today. His first touch is crap. He's played really bad today. And, you know, everybody can have a bad game. Of course they can. But he's had a crap game today. If we're being real, a crap game. Right, I'm going to just drop something in the live chat here. Because somebody asked something which I mentioned earlier. And some of you might not even be aware of it. So I've pinned it in the chat. The Mark Goldbridge channel is where I do my FC26 football career modes. I've had a break for about 3 weeks because of Christmas, but it's back on Monday. Also, that's where you can find Driving with Goldbridge, some classic episodes there, Cooking with Goldbridge, some old ones there. It's all coming back in January. So if you're interested in all that, click and subscribe. We're currently on 414,000, so let's see if it goes up by any since that going up there. But yeah, just trying to have a look what's on that channel. Goldbridge at Home, episode 4. That was COVID, that series. There's a Driving with Goldbridge series I did where I literally was driving around rural London. I did one with Paul Ince, one with Thogden and Thogdad, one with Spencer, one with Lawrence McKenna, one with Jack Mate, and one with Pieface. The Pieface one actually had a bit of a meme in it because we just stood there like people used to use it as a meme because we sort of stood there. 386,000 views that had. Driving with Goldbridge. I haven't watched them in ages, 4 years. There's a At Home with Goldbridge series. There's a podcast series. And I need to do another playlist because there is some Cooking with Goldbridge in there. Oh, I tell you what, the most viewed video on that channel is why the kickoff ended. Lawrence McKenna meets Goldbridge, and that's when Lawrence had his meltdown and he had long hair. 730,000. No, Goldbridge reacts to FIFA Rages, 1.3 million. Goldbridge reacts to Sidemen Tinder, 732,000. Goldbridge reacts to TikTok, 642,000. Goldbridge reacts to Gordon Ramsay insults, 500,000. Goldbridge cooks a full English breakfast, 340. Tell you what, forget Netflix. That channel's got some bloody good stuff on it. Goldbridge versus Sean Dyche, WWE 2K22. God, I need to get back on here. It actually is a good channel. I don't know why I've stopped doing it. Well, it's back in January. You can subscribe through the link in the live chat. Goldbridge cooks the best burger ever. Goldbridge cooks a curry. Goldbridge at Home, snow day and board games. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't get any bloody snow round here anymore. Goldbridge banters Arsenal vlog. Arsenal versus Man United. 6 years ago. Goldbridge drives to Old Trafford for Christmas. Why did I stop doing this? Well, it's back anyway. Link in the live chat. Make sure you subscribe. Rosinia it is. Chelsea don't pass up PSR. Loopholes. Yeah, you'll definitely get Rosinia, I think. I think Sir Jim Radcliffe is a Chelsea fan, says Nicholas. Thanks for all the super chats. We caught up on them. How many views did your Erasmus interview end up getting? Wirtz is still on the pitch for the second half. About to start. Palace 1-0 up against Fulham. Okay. Can Liverpool find the win? Or are Leeds going to pick up another point? Oh, missed. What have I clicked there, you bloody twat? Click the wrong thing. 45. And 14, 15, 16, 17. There we go. Would I like to interview Garnacho? No. Chloe, I wouldn't know. Frimpong, this could be good. Wirtz, can he silence us? What the fuck is he doing? I mean, I don't like to say a player's playing shit, but he's actually going to score in a minute because he's playing so shite. That was bloody dreadful. He gets the ball, could have a shot, could pass it, and gives it to a Leeds player. He's having a right crap game. Zenti says this has got December's result written all over it again. I mean, what a comeback that was by Leeds at Ellen Road. If you could interview any United player, who would it be? What's up, Sham says, I like the one where you make the Irish sandwich. Oh, Goldbridge makes the best sandwich ever. Yeah, because it is the best sandwich ever. It's brilliant. I need to just update some of these because they were done with crap audio and a crap video. But, you know, they still stand the test of time. If I could interview any United player, I would probably interview... It's got to be Bruno, hasn't it? He's probably the most interesting. If I could interview any footballer in the world... I mean, you would probably say Messi or Ronaldo, but they'd be so stringent on questions. I think it would be really boring. So I'd rather go for somebody that might actually talk to you and tell you something. Someone like Zlatan would be good. Gabby! Hey, Gabby! I'm not interviewing Gabby. Oh, Gabby. Roy Keane. Yeah, we were talking about current Man United players. I like Leeds, you know. Very energetic, very well organised. And they move the ball around quite nicely as well, don't they? Have you told us the plans you have been hinting at for 2026 yet? I can't, Ben. Just keep your eyes peeled. Because when it drops, it drops. Mark, you should interview Delo, seeing as you hate him. Oh, God, mate, it's 2026. Can't you leave your childish behaviour behind you? I don't hate anybody. It's such a wasted trait to hate. I just think he's a shit footballer. That doesn't mean I hate him. You can think somebody's crap and not hate them, you know. What genre do you get off to, says Pete. Yeah, wrong channel there, mate. I think you've dropped into the wrong community chat. Championship teams are more physical, says Glizzy. Do I think City will lose to today against Sunderland? I think they'll cruise past Sunderland today. Yeah. I was just going to have a quick look at something, actually. How do Leeds compare? I bet they haven't conceded many goals. I just want to just double check it before I say it, though. Goals against at home, they've conceded 12, which is less than United and the same as Newcastle. Whereas West Ham and Wolves have conceded 23. And away from home, they've conceded 20, which is only 4 more than Liverpool and Man United. You know, Bournemouth have conceded 29 goals away from home. Wolves have conceded 17. Like, Bournemouth have played 10 games away from home and conceded 29 goals, which means they're basically averaging 3 goals a game away from home. 2.9 goals per game away from home is what Bournemouth are averaging, which is incredible. So if you're playing Bournemouth at home... Crown says, do you hate the pineapple seller from Mallorca? It was a long time ago. Live and let live. Bournemouth wants Semenyo to play for the Arsenal game. I bet Man City want him to stay for the Arsenal game. I can't believe people haven't figured that out. I heard Areola saying that Semenyo's not played his last game for Bournemouth because obviously the transfer window's open now. So he could just go and play for Man City because the release clause could happen. And people have read it that Bournemouth won't let him go until after the Arsenal game, which obviously they'll be very happy to keep him for the Arsenal game. But if you're Man City, you'd want Semenyo to stay for the Bournemouth game because they're playing Arsenal on Saturday. So if they take Semenyo before the Arsenal game, they make Bournemouth worse. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he will play. We're doing that as a watch-along. I think it'll be a good game as well because Bournemouth are so open. Be funny if he gets his leg broke, says Jays. I mean, I think that's more banter. I hope you genuinely don't mean that. If you could pick 3 teams to get promoted to the Premier League for next year, who would you pick? Well, definitely Coventry. Leeds are on the attack here. 4v4. No, he slowed it down. Hold on a minute. Nice ball. Lays it off. Leeds just a little bit inexperienced there. Wirtz is playing so bad. So bad. Let me have a quick look at the Championship and then I'll tell you who I'd like to see come up. Definitely Cov, because they've not been in the Premier League for so long. I've seen Hull in the Prem. I mean, I'd like to see Preston come up. I've never seen them in the Prem. Traditionally a very big club, but they probably go straight back. You know what? It'd be nice to see Bristol City get in the Premier League once. They've never had a club in the Premier League, Bristol. And Bristol's one of the biggest cities in the UK. Do you think Sheffield Wednesday have got a chance of staying up? No, they're on -7 points. And they are basically 32 points from safety. And they haven't won a game in 6. So they're definitely going down. Here's Frimpong. Crossed in. I feel like Liverpool will just get the goal at some point, but it's been a good performance by Leeds. They've been well organised. And again, for Liverpool, it's just been very, disjointed. But Ekitike does well. And it's a corner. I think Leeds United will be good like the other Red Bull teams in a couple of years if they stay up, says Ahmed. I mean, that's the thing. It's the same for Sunderland as well. If you can stay up, then, you have got a great chance of just building. Oh, God. Dauphinoise potatoes for tea. Don't mind if I do. Sabozlai, cross the back post. Headed away. Be another corner for Liverpool. I'm feeling a bit cold, everybody. Not because I'm feeling ill. It's going to be cold in the UK. Oh. Okay. There are reports of snow in these parts. Another ball in. That's better and a shot over the bar by Bradley. They're getting closer. What month was most difficult for you last year, says now? What, Man United or me personally? I think October, I felt really shit in October. Robaz says Slot's terrible. He's not improving anything. Well, they've got a corner here. I feel like Liverpool will score from like a set piece or a cross. Headed away. It's Baltic in Scotland, says Ewan. Yeah, you're gonna get some snow up there, I tell you. Leeds player injured here, Justin. Still 1-0 to Palace. To be honest, the weather over Christmas, I don't know about you lot, but the weather over Christmas for us hasn't been that bad. It's not been freezing. It's been around 4 or 5 degrees, but dry. Normally, we get a mild and wet Christmas. You know when they sing, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas? What we normally get in the UK is mild and wet. So you look out your window, it's about 10 degrees and raining. But we've had 2 weeks with no rain, which actually was quite nice. I think either way, looks like we'll see some teams in the Premier League next year that haven't been up in a while. That's always fun, says WC. Well, definitely Coventry look very good to come up, and Lampard's done very, very well. I mean, I thought that was a mistake getting rid of Mark Robbins, but they've done really, really well with that, Coventry. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We're building an amazing community here, and oh God, if I could share what I know about things that we're talking about for this year, it would be even more exciting than the return of Driving with Goldbridge and Cooking with Goldbridge this month on my channel. Subscribe, link in the live chat for that. But lots of football in January to start off with. Super Bowl at the start of February. We do that on a Sunday night until the early hours. Always a good stream. So yeah, lots to get involved in. Fantastic community. You're all very welcome, no matter who you support. And we're back and ready to hit the year with lots and lots of football. Daily content as well. Also, we do a daily video anyway, but when it's the transfer window, I always do a daily video. So obviously this morning's video was about Maresca, but we will have one for you every day throughout January. Brennan Johnson's gone to Crystal Palace and they're winning at the moment. So, you know, what price Crystal Palace getting in the top 4 race? I'd say not very good. Because they've got that Thursday night football, which is going to absolutely kill them. They just can't deal with it. I said in the first half, if Crystal Palace weren't in Europe, I think they'd be in the top 5. But they're not going to be able to deal with Thursday night, Sunday afternoon. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. But they don't have any European football in January or in February at the moment. Although they will surely get some at some point, I think. But got some difficult games in January. Newcastle away on Sunday. Villa at home. Sunderland away. Chelsea at home. Competitive. It's very competitive. But it's still here. 0-0. A packed out Anfield on New Year's Day. And they can't get the breakthrough at the moment. And Leeds have done all right. Without really creating anything, they've done all right. They'd be over the moon with a point, wouldn't they? Gravenberch. Now it goes wide. Ekatike, he's looked lively, but he's offside. You can't be lively when you're offside, and he's offside. Szoboszlai, no, he's lost that. Leeds again. Now Szoboszlai's won it. They've got to move this quick. Ekatike, good tackle. Just getting swamped by numbers, aren't they? Half an hour to go. Oh, what's he done here? He's given a yellow card. And a free kick. Is that a handball? Very dodgy decision, that, I think. Fucking hell. Does he give a penalty or a free kick? And that's his 5th of the season, so he misses. Does he miss the game? Does he miss the Man United game? Oh, I think it was. I don't know whether he is suspended because I think we're past halfway, aren't we? I'm not sure now. No, I think he is. I think he is suspended, yeah. Well, can I just shock you? I think the referee got it right. And it's a great position for Liverpool as well. When does that 5 yellow card thing 5 yellow cards Premier League? Let's have a see what happens with this free kick. I think it's Wirtz on the free kick. He'll probably score because he's played absolutely shite. No, straight into the wall. Gravenberch. Frimpong. They're going backwards now. Cross into the box. Oh, it's going to be another corner. A player will receive a 1-match ban for accumulating 5 yellow cards in their side's first 19 Premier League matches. So he will miss the game against Manchester United because this is game 19, I think, for them. Yeah, so he does miss it. That's from the Premier League. And he was one of the players who was 1 yellow card away from it. So Ampadu misses the game on Sunday. There we go. What do you think about the new offside rule, Mark, says Ross? I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous. Basically, the new offside rule is that you've got to have clear daylight between the defender and the attacker. So no longer can you be offside by your toenail or your leg or your body. You've got to be clear daylight between the two. But I think that's going to be a real head mess for us traditionalists because we're so used to offside being, you're ahead of the last man, whereas now you can be ahead of the last man. It's just whether I think it's a stupid rule, to be honest. I think it's stupid. I think it's going to mean a lot more delay. I think it's going to be harder for referees to tell because you're only offside now if there's daylight between you and the attacker, but you're further ahead of him. So I think it's a stupid rule. But it's Wenger. It's Wenger. He thinks he's a bloody professor of football, and he's a prat on that. I'm sorry, it won't work. Well, it will work because they'll bring it in. But it's a stupid idea. Because as a defender now, I'm not going to play a high line, am I? I'm just not going to play a high line. I'm going to go deeper, which is going to lead to more low blocks. Lansey says it will favour more attacking football. Well, not really, because you look at teams that play a high line, why would you bother now? Why would you play a high line? Because it's going to be even harder to get an offside. Matessa's just missed a sitter. Happy New Year, Mark. Thanks for always being there. Thank you, special Yannick. Hope you're doing well. Leeds on the break here. 64 minutes gone. Good coverage by Frimpong, and it's a foul. Thank you very much, Ross, for your chat. Kenneth says, we need Liverpool to soften Leeds up. Let's face it, United need their opposition in liquid form. Thank you very much for your super chat, pal. Do that through the $sign. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great year in 26. Triple substitution here for Liverpool. Gakpo, Kirkes and McAllister coming on. They need the points. They need the points. Apparently that offside rule was not confirmed yet. Yeah, still 0-0 between Palace and Fulham. Robbie went for a draw in that game and I've gone for a Palace win, so it's still evenly balanced. But Liverpool need the win here. Sorry, I completely missed who came off. Tell you what, I can't wait for a bath. Calvert-Lewin's coming on. If he pulls his hamstring in the last 20 minutes, that would be really unfortunate. It would be really unfortunate. I'm just saying. It would be really bad if we got any Leeds players sent off or injured in the last 25 minutes. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I'm just saying it could happen and it would be really bad. And it's also really sad as a United fan that you might actually think like that. But we are shit and we need every little bit we can help. Every bit we can get. Curtis Jones off for Alexi McAllister. Wirtz off for Gakpo. Absolutely right to get hooked. Absolute stinker there. And Robertson has gone off for Kirkes. I think that was a little bit more predictable. They still got Tanaka, who is just as vital for Leeds, says Rarin. I think Leeds have got plenty of players, haven't they? They don't really have a. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Ampadu's like. I think he's good, but I don't think it's like, oh my God, they're missing Messi. Palace are winning, says Fraser. I know, but it's in the balance, isn't it? 1-0 can be still. The game can still be in the balance. Mr. Al-Shamari says, what's your thoughts on Everton's performances so far? They're on 28 points and their 5 games are winnable. How? No, come on. I don't think anybody has. I don't think there is any such thing as winnable games in the Premier League, let alone 5. I've got to see this. Next 5 games are winnable. Brentford, Wolves, Sunderland at home. One of them's in the cup. Villa away, Leeds at home. I suppose. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, Brentford at home, Wolves at home, and Leeds at home in the next 4 with Villa away. I mean, I think they'll lose to Villa, but if they could win 3 out of 4, yeah, fair play. Well observed. Corner to Liverpool. I said they'd score from a corner, and they're not going to score from a corner like that. And they're running out of time here. They're running out of time. Well, best case scenario is actually Leeds win against Liverpool and go, we can relax against United because we've got a bonus 3 points. Worst case scenario is Liverpool score and then Leeds are like, we definitely need to. Whoa, Van Dijk nearly did score. Header, free header. I told you about that, just wide. Yeah, World Cup year 26. Looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to this World Cup for a while. It is big, and I think that will certainly have an impact in the early stages, but I think there'll be so much glitz and glamour and hype around it that it'll be enjoyable. Are you going to the World Cup? I don't know yet, Alex. I don't know what we're doing. We'll be covering stuff for the World Cup, but I don't know in what sense yet. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Get involved with the United That's Football this year and the United Stand. Seats are like £2,000, says Ladios. New offside rule is basically benefit of the doubt to the attacking team, which we used to have 15 years ago, says Sarvish. Do you still think your predicted Premier League table stands? Happy New Year, says Juan. I can't remember what my predicted Premier League table was, but I think it was the top 4 being... It didn't have Villa in it, so it's probably not going to be right. Leeds chucking in long throws here. It's going to be a tense last 20 minutes here for Liverpool. But this is Liverpool. Like, this is Liverpool. I've been saying this for a long time. Like, we watch a lot of football on That's Football. So, obviously, as a United fan, I want Liverpool to be shit. But they've been very good for years. So, and I've said that. So, I've got no problem saying Liverpool are good. But they're not good at the moment. They are really confusing to watch. There is no rhythm. There's not been any rhythm all season. Doesn't seem to be any patterns of play. There doesn't seem to be any style of play. They're not creating loads of chances. They're not putting teams under pressure. Like, I'm used to Liverpool of the last few years where they suffocate teams. They're creating chances. You can feel the the goal coming, and they're just not. They're not running at the moment. Old, thanks for being a member for 18 months. Start of the season, top 7 or 8 or even 9 or 10 would be a success for United. What happened to all that, or was it just noise? Crazy. Thanks for your super chat, but I don't really get what the comment's all about. You can make a prediction at the start of the season on no knowledge and say, I'd be happy with top 8. But then when you actually get to see the team and how they perform, you don't have to hold something you said blindly in August and stick to it. In fact, you don't have to stick to it anyway. You're allowed to change your mind. I mean, I don't think anybody who said United getting top 10 in August is happy with drawing at home to Wolves, losing to 10 men Everton at home, and drawing with Bournemouth and West Ham. I mean, that'd be idiotic to hold yourself to an opinion you had blind in August with no knowledge. Anyway, thank you very much for your comment. Yeah, so again, I feel like Liverpool have struggled. And I think anybody who plays Liverpool at the moment, you've got a chance. And I don't know who Liverpool have got at the weekend. Somebody just said then. I know they're playing Arsenal away to Fulham on Sunday. Again, I sort of look at that game against Fulham, and I look at Liverpool's next 2 games, and I think you might only get a point. Draw at Fulham, lose Arsenal. I think they'll lose to Arsenal. I can't see them getting anything against Arsenal. I really can't. They just lack speed, Liverpool. It's way too slow, way too pragmatic, really slow, really lethargic. It's almost like everybody's taking an extra touch. And the subs haven't really settled here yet. It's a good play by Goodmanson. Good covering back by Gravenberch. Gakpo, good block. Frimpong, and he's given the foul anyway. Well, it doesn't feel like the Liverpool's goal's going to come, does it? We might be jinxing it a little bit, but Doesn't feel like it's coming. Could be a very good point for Leeds. Nobody wants top 5. There was a comment in the first half about this. Is this the season where nobody wants top 5? Or top 4? Apart from Villa, Man City and Arsenal. Jay says the Crystal Palace Fulham game is better and could go both ways. Well, I have flicked onto it a couple of times and it does look better. It looks quicker. It looks more open. This game has been... Leeds have been very well organised. And they've won a corner here. Yeah, the Palace game still 1-0, 15 minutes to go. Dowald says, hi Mark, why does it sound like you're not excited for the World Cup? I thought you liked your United States. Don't you think they will be good hosts? I don't know what you're talking about, Dowald, because we've spoken about the World Cup 3 times in this stream, and every time I've been excited about it. So I don't know what you're talking about. Palmed away by Alisson. Liverpool will clear the lines, but it's going to go back out wide again. And he's sort of cross in there, but it's a nice little flick. Loads of time down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. Liverpool clear it. No, I'm not doing the City game, Raz. I'm on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, so I will have the City game on. But it's Thursday night, 8 o'clock preview on United Stand, so I can't do this City game tonight. Which I'm quite glad about, because I want to watch The Night Manager on BBC at 9 o'clock. It was very good, season 1. Best thing I watched on telly over Christmas? Porn. And Amanda Land. No, I'm only joking. No, Christmas isn't for that. That's what the missus says. God. When I grew up, you used to get all sorts of good stuff at Christmas, like special programs for Christmas. I don't know what the referee's on about here. Looks like he's posing for a bloody picture. Oh, what? This ref's on one. It's a substitution. To be fair, I agree with Match Metrics. One of the best things I saw at Christmas was stuff I'd seen before. So Die Hard, Father Ted Christmas Special, Home Alone. Yeah. I didn't watch anything new that I thought, ooh. I watched one film that I quite enjoyed, actually. It was very different, and I can't remember what it was called. Surviving Christmas. That was quite a good film. I watched that about a month before. Yeah, I watched EastEnders for about 5 minutes. Somebody died, and I thought nothing's changed there then. And, yeah, most of what I watched was stuff I'd seen before. Oh, no, I tell you what I did watch, and I quite enjoyed it. Beyond Paradise Christmas Special. It's just easy watching. When you're in your 40s, you'll appreciate it. Jason Marsh says, this is the reset year, Mark. What are you doing? What for United? Well, if Man United are hitting reset, they've got to get new owners. United top 4 guaranteed, or England winning the World Cup. I think there's more chance of England winning the World Cup than United getting top 4 done. Although this would be a good result for United. Calvert-Lewin! He scored! He's bloody done it! Somebody just said Calvert-Lewin is offside. Fucking second time in 3 days that's happened. Dorgu and now Calvert-Lewin. Cross comes in. Yeah, he's offside. He is offside. Now, that wouldn't be offside under Wenger's rules because your whole body's got to be ahead of Van Dijk. So he'd be onside under Wenger's rules, which is stupid when you think about it. The fact that that would be onside under Wenger is ridiculous because he's clearly off. But that would be onside under the rules that Wenger wants to bring in because he wants it so that your whole body's got to be ahead of the player for it to be offside. It's weird. But it is offside. Liverpool getting away with it a little bit. Rub says, fuck Arteta and give me Eric Ten Hag. I don't know what you're talking about there, pal. But Leeds player down. Big game on Sunday. Burnout is coming off. Might be out for Sunday then. Bogle comes on. He's only a yellow card away from missing the game as well. So if he gets a yellow card, he misses Sunday. It was him and Ampadu had a yellow. So this Bogle lad who's come on, I don't know whether he starts normally. He's a yellow card away from missing Sunday as well. So keep an eye out for him. But Leeds playing with impetus now since they brought on Okafor and Calvert-Lewin. Rested them, really. Oh, he could have took a dive. Oh! Could have took a dive there. Liverpool are hanging on a little bit here. But they're on the attack themselves. They need a win, Liverpool. I mean, they can't keep dropping points like this. McAllister! What a cross! What a bit of defending on the back post. Should be a corner to Liverpool. Delightful cross. Well, the game's livened up a little bit here. Still 1-0. Oh, no! Fucking Fulham have equalised at the end. Bloody Robbie went with the draw as well. Palace, you're a bunch of twats. Absolutely jinxed that. Fulham have equalised right at the bloody end. Marco Silva's running up the touchline. Fucking hell. I mean, it's not a bad result for United, but just from Premier League predictions point of view, Robbie said draw, I said Palace win. The Don's done it again. The Don's done it again. The jeopardy is big because whoever loses between me and Robbie has to wear the opposition's kit outside their ground in the summer. So, and that will happen, 100%. What if Fulham win it? I don't care if Fulham win it. I just don't want to draw. Right, let's go back to Liverpool because that's still nil. Both 0-0 now. Both drawing now. Another player down injured for Leeds. Picking up some injuries here. Justin. I don't think that looked particularly bad, to be fair. I think he was just playing for a bit of time. So 5 minutes to go. Liverpool don't look. Liverpool totally toothless again. There's just no rhythm. There's no intensity. There's no speed. There's no creativity. I'm not doing the City game, no. I will be watching it, but I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock. Roden and Ampadu being out is huge for United, says Matthew. Would you take Maresca at United, says the Don? No, I don't. I don't actually rate Maresca. Happy New Year from Ohio, Mark. Also, what do you think? Who do you think Chelsea will get? Says Charlie. Happy New Year, pal. I think you will get, or I think they will get, Rosigne from Strasbourg. Feeder club. That's a good ball by McAllister. They brought Rio on. He's exciting. They need something. It's a lovely cross. Chiesa headed away. I think Leeds deserve a point. Mainstream media needs scrapping. All pundits say scripted things when discussing football matters and never say anything about ownership of clubs. Exactly, Rob. You're spot on. They're too scared, aren't they? Oh, Leeds can break away. Oh, that's a bad pass out. They can't break away. Only 3 minutes left. Lots of people saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. Thanks for tuning in. It's not been the best game, this, but there might be some drama at the end. And it's been a useful exercise for me because I've got the Leeds preview on the United stand at 8, where I will be watching the Man City game on there as well. But I haven't watched a lot of Leeds this season, so getting to watch them before Sunday is actually quite useful. They're well organised, they're energetic, and they've got a lot of pace, which tends to be a problem for United, actually. But I you know what? You predict United are going to do shit and they'll turn up. I think Leeds will definitely stay up Al Shamari, yes, I do. They're definitely better than Burnley. They're definitely better than Wolves. And to be honest with you, I think they'd give Forest and West Ham a game. And I think they're better than West Ham. Do weekend getaway. Thanks for your super chat. He says, do you think manager will do better than fourth? What we have, Liverpool beat Wolves by just 1 after 300 million spent. Why are we blaming Amorim? Because the football's shit, mate. I mean, I don't get the defence of Amorim, to be honest with you. I wouldn't sack him till the summer. I'd give him the season, but you can't defend it. You can say don't sack him. You can say give him time. I get that. But you can't defend it and call it progress. It's shit. It really is shit. Here we go. West Ham to the Championship, says Detroit. Well, they got a good result against Brighton, didn't they? I mean, obviously, they could have done with a win. But Mateta to United if Xerxes leaves. Well, with Gross going to Brighton, could that mean Belabor? I mean, I don't know. They need to do something in January. They definitely need to do something in January. It'd be amazing if they don't. And somebody in the chat said United are missing some of their best players. Mate, we lost to Everton with 10 men with those players. We drew to Bournemouth with those players. We lost to Brentford with those players. It's not just Wolves, you know. Wolves is not the only shit performance of the season. It's been going on all season. Apparently we've got a here we go from Romano. Castellanes to West Ham. Here we go. 29 million from Lazio. Striker. Leeds are on the attack. Plus 6 minutes. Oh, he should have hit it. Blocked. And over the bar. So I tell you what, it's interesting because in the last 10 minutes, Leeds have looked more likely to score than Liverpool. And that is interesting because Liverpool have been shocking. I'm going to have to do a video. If they don't win this, I'm going to have to do a video on Liverpool because they're crap. Really crap. You've got problems. I keep saying it though. And I don't get any feedback from Liverpool fans that I'm wrong. I keep saying you've got no rhythm, no intensity, no creativity, no speed. Six minutes added on, 5 to go of the 6. Liverpool hanging on, says Laura. Ekatite's done nothing, says Dave. Liverpool can't get any weaker. I mean, I'd be worried as a Liverpool fan because you've got Fulham away on Sunday and then Arsenal away, and you've not taken enough points from your home games. I mean, you know, Wolves and Leeds at home needed to be 6 points, not 4. And you were hanging on against Wolves. So, and Fulham are getting a good result at Palace here. They're going to get a draw. Seen better attacking runs on FIFA, says John Reck. How much for your Old Trafford Lego set? Do they not sell it anymore, Steve? You can buy it. You can buy it on Lego Shop for no, it's retired. It's a retired product. Didn't know that. Liverpool on the attack. 3 minutes to go. Good feet. Ekatike into the box. Good run by Ekatike. And it's a corner. I nearly said Tikatike. Ekatike. Daniel Svensson says, I think good Monson's class. I've been very impressed with the Leeds. Very well coached side, actually. I know there was a bit of pressure on Daniel Farke, but I think he's done a very, very good job. Dart, says Martin. Corner Liverpool, headed away. It's looking good for Leeds. Looking like a good point for Leeds, this. Do I dye my hair? What makes you think I dye my hair? I've never been asked that question, Joseph. Trust me, I'm just happy to have hair. Liverpool on the attack. 2 minutes to go. They seem to be scared to put the ball into the box here. Well, that's why they can't put it into the box. At home, Leeds will destroy Man United, says Aoife. It's going to be a tough game on Sunday. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I've been impressed with Leeds. You know, sometimes you watch these teams down the bottom and you think they really haven't got much about them. And Leeds have. One minute left. It's got to go wide. You've got to go, what? The Liverpool's build-up play. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but it's crap. I'm enjoying Liverpool play crap, obviously, but it's shocking. I've got to say, this is absolutely shit from Liverpool. Like, just simple passes. Wirtz was crap. But their final ball is just so lethargic. It's so many misplaced passes. 30 seconds. It's going to be another frustrating day for Liverpool. I mean, I'm going to do a match reaction on this, and I'm actually just going to say what I've been saying. This is crap from Liverpool. I really do think they're in massive trouble. I don't think they're out the woods. A lot of Liverpool fans said that when Slot was under pressure, they weren't convinced. And I don't, whilst they've picked up some results and they're unbeaten for a while, when you look at the opposition, you'd be expecting them to win. This Rio's looked lively. Van Dijk, why is he shooting from the edge of the box? And that should be it, ref. That should be it. Alisson. He's going to play on. Ref's still going to let it go a bit. It should be full time, but it's not. Szoboszlai needs to whip the cross in. Why? Again, so slow to put the ball into where it needs to go. It's probe. It's so lethargic. Again, he should have put the cross in. My God, they're so weird. They're so weird, Liverpool. And that's it. And they get what they deserve. A point for Leeds. Crap from Liverpool. I'm going to do a match reaction. Don't worry about that. I'm live at 8 o'clock on the United stand. I will have the Man City game on at the same time. But if you want to join me over there, you can do. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really enjoyed your company this New Year's Day. Happy New Year. And don't forget, on your way out, go to my channel, which is pinned in the live chat, and subscribe, because we've got Driving with Goldbridge, Cooking with Goldbridge live, and Football FC 26 Career Mode in January back for you. Take care, everyone. Speak to you all in a bit. Desperate to the toilet.